Listen, Shawn Stockman is saying R&B is not like it used to be, and you can't tell the difference between rap and R&B anymore.
Well, the rhythms are different, but are the same. But everything else is, it's the same.
It is?
Yeah, but what do you mean you can't tell the difference? One person's singing and one person's rapping.
Well, he says basically now rappers are singing R&B, like it's just sort of mixed. He says R&B is...
I wouldn't say that because there's so many kinds of R&B and so many kinds of rap.
Yeah.
Right? So if there are people who are fusion artists, then they meet in the middle, right? But then the rest, there's some hardcore rappers and there's some alternative singers and there's some pop singers and they all could be R&B and they're all different.
Yeah.
So the rhythms combined in the most mainstream way, like the most pop records.
Okay.
The most big pop records, kind of inspired by both genres.
Okay. Well, he says R&B's lost their identity because it felt like it had to compete with the bravado of the hip hop world because labels stopped supporting the perception.
That's a cultural thing. It has nothing to do with R&B or hip hop. That's a cultural thing.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that black men their labels are just supporting black men displaying the image of a thug.
No, there's all kinds of conscious rappers and conscious singers and inspired. Hip hop has got to be the soul of our country, and they say so many uplifting, inspiring, and conscious things. And they're the most likely to be vegan. They're the most likely to be animal activists. They're the most likely to be activists for equal high quality education or equal high quality healthcare, or the most likely to do everything compassionate and inspired and the most sensitive. So I disagree with that.
Okay.
That I disagree with.
Okay. You don't think there needs to be a hard line? You think that it can be...
How do you make hard lines in art?
Yeah.
Art never needs a hard line. Mm-hmm. Right? Art's an inspiration from the heart.
Yeah.
Right? You can't draw a line. People are inspired by R&B, inspired by hip hop, and they make sometimes things that feel like fusion.
Did you see GloRilla, Yo Gotti's new artist, got $500,000 cash for a signing bonus?
Well,
did you do anything like that in your day?
Well, the world's changed.
Yeah.
Right? I always joke I don't have rap money. Rappers are so successful, and they're the biggest inspiration for almost every cultural movement in the world.
Yeah.
Right? They're certainly the biggest music in the world.
Yeah.
And the dollars are bigger, which I think is great. And many are investing those dollars back in the communities, and they're building wealth for community members. And it's kind of, how many billionaires have we got from hip hop?
A lot.
Hip hop related music.
A lot.
Rihanna's, and could I say Rihanna too? Right? Kanye, of course, right?
Yeah.
Drake,
Jay-Z. And endless. What do you say to young artists like GloRilla that just got $500,000 cash from Yo Gotti? What's your advice for her?
Well, it's up to me. I would always say don't waste it on all the junk. Right? The junk is like not interested in anymore. Maybe I'm older.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't like designer stuff so much. I don't want to float on a boat. You can rent a house on the beach so much cheaper and nicer. And I don't want a lot of the stuff that I used to want. But kids have to experience what they do, right?
Yeah.
I hope he saves some of it.
She.
Yeah. Of course,
GloRilla. Yeah. Of course. Just that's your best advice. Save a little.
Yeah. Right? You don't need it all.
Yeah.
Operate from a place, a calm place. As an artist, you need to be present. Operate from a place of needing nothing, a calm space. And the junk that you get when you become a star takes you off course.
Yeah.
And you lose yourself.
Yeah.
And so a couple of years, you're maybe not as talented because you're invested in stuff that doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
But your art is the thing that makes you happy.
Yeah.
And that's the very important thing has to remember. She has to remember that writing and performing and being an artist is what makes her happy, not the stuff. The results of her labor are just results.
Yeah.
Right? So sit in the present moment and be happy and express yourself, and don't let the money destroy your future.
Okay.
All right?
That's a great message.
Or your happiness.